Yes, over and above the music, they're just lovely human beings. Chris, I'm sorry for all the flattery, but it's true. You just love it, don't you?
I do. The flattery? Yes, I do. I don't get enough of it. Talk slower. Good. Kenny, how about you? You like the flattery?
Yes, I certainly do.
Kenny never hears anything good about me. He was looking like, really? You did something nice once?
Wow.
Must have been before I knew you.
You're just like brothers, you two.
You know something? I've spent more time with Kenny than I thought about it one time. Kenny got sick a while back. I don't think it's a secret, Kenny, but he got sick, and man, it hit me. I've spent more time with him than anybody in the world. I mean,
30
more
years.
than my family, anybody.
Yeah, we've been all over this planet, that's for sure.
You're not worth it, Kenny, you reckon?
No, you got that right.
You got that right there, lovely. But see, Chris, I mean this in a way which brings great credit to you, but you're both so ordinary, and yet you've had this success, and people listening who love you and they've seen you now on TV and so on. I mean, when did you become famous, and how did that happen?
We became famous a different way than most people. A lot of people that I see that are famous, they become famous by one big event. And we got famous by 10,000 nights in clubs and bars, and then bigger clubs, and then, you know what I mean? We just we walked into the pool a quarter inch at a time. We didn't dive in.
Where did all this boxing? Your dad taught you boxing, and you wanted to grow your hair long, and he said if you keep on winning, you can keep growing your hair.
I had a boxing coach who used to make us have flat tops. Whenever I talk to Kenny today, they don't need to know my boxing.
Well, his nickname was Old Canvasback. That's where he spent most of his time.
No, they don't need to know that one. I wasn't the greatest boxer.
Kenny, you don't have to tell
I wasn't the greatest boxer. It's like, and people always say, like, gee, you've had your nose broke 7 times. I go, that's probably a sign that you should get out of boxing.
That's a good one.
How you doing, Chris? I got my nose broke 7 times. Haven't won any fights, but.
But now you're a fan also of sumo wrestling. Do you do that?
I don't. I've never. Well, I'm just trying to think if I knew a woman who'd give me a fair tussle. But I actually, when I was in Japan boxing, I used to watch sumo, and I know to most of the Western world, it's just 2 big fat guys in underwear wrestling around. If you ever look at a sumo, those guys are bad. They're really huge, tough guys, and I used to watch sumo and sit around with all the Japanese guys, and they'd drink beer and watch sumo, and I go, it's a great sport to watch. How easy is that? It's like, you don't have to keep score or anything else. It's like, see the fat guy? He's going to push that other fat guy out of the ring. Oh, I got it. There's not
anything else?
Yeah, nothing else to know. Not a lot of rules, There's no offsides.
These two finish one another's sentences. The circus. And look, you've done the AFL grant. What do you think of the AFL as a game?
It was pretty awesome. I mean, well, the part where we had to sing was kind of scary, but the game was awesome. Well, it's always scary because you go out there and they said, I don't know if anybody else was using tapes, but we weren't. and so when we go out there, it was like, are we going to be able to hear? And here's the hilarious part. It's a big deal, so everybody makes you rehearse endlessly. And we're there on time, and we're standing there all rehearsed, ready to go. But they didn't rehearse the part where they tell you, go. So you're standing there like you've rehearsed the song 10 times the day before. You've had a sound check. It's got to
be 6 minutes.
Yeah, 6. We got it all down, timed right and everything. Now you're standing there waiting to go, and somebody does this. Okay, you're on. And that's it. And like half the band didn't hear, and I said, now? Like one of those. But it was a whisper. It was like, all right, about time to go. That was it. I said, fire a gun, for God's sake. Let a couple of pigeons loose.
Here are the boys. This is from the brand new album. This is Please Don't Call.
I don't want you to be sorry. I don't need you to feel sad. I don't want you to forgive me. What's the use of being bad? Please again. We won't change, so why should we pretend? I don't want your sympathy. I don't care what's wrong with me. I don't need you to believe. I'm just leaving. Cold to walk out while you cry. But you know the reason why. It's an eye for an eye. Now I'm leaving. You cheat me, I cheat you. We deserve what we've been through. We can't change the way we are. We fell in love, but we went too far.
Beautiful, isn't it? I'll tell you what, look, people listening here, you don't get a chance, you hear them, you see them on TV, but that's not the real people. These are just lovely human beings who make beautiful music. But Chris, Kenney, this is no picnic, let's be honest. I mean, I know you love what you do and so on, but, and we work ridiculous hours here. We get up at 2:30 in the morning and so on, but at least we're rather fixed in the venue. You come, but to tour, you're talking about getting in buses and going 500 Ks. It's taxing, isn't it?
You know, it's taxing, but I have no complaints because I have... I just remember seeing my dad, how my dad worked, and he'd get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and he'd go to work, and he didn't get to wear glittery clothes, and nobody applauded him at the end of working at a sawmill. You know what I mean? So,
isn't that lovely?
And Kenny's dad, your dad worked for a telephone company, putting up lines and stuff. So if you've seen real work, I used to do roofing jobs.
God.
Even after I had my first album out,
lovely people.
You know, you're still doing real work. So if you've had a taste of real work, show business is wonderful.
What lovely people. So what's next? What's next?
I think I'm doing the X Factor for a little while longer here, and then we head right back to the States and start touring. We never stop.
Chris Isaak and Kenney with the drums, Kenny Dale Johnson. The new album is called Original Music First Comes the Night, and it's released by Universal Music.
Don't break my heart, don't break my heart, don't make me go. Don't make me go. Little darling, I always love you so.
I could do it all day. We could listen to them all day, couldn't we? All I can say is thank you. You bring us such happiness and enjoyment. I hope we keep seeing you in Australia.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.